A little mouse in the temple of the god of fortune, while stealing offerings, accidentally knocked over a candle from the altar. The flames spread immediately, and everyone present fled in fear. Not even the statue of the goddess of wealth was spared. When it fell to the ground, it revealed its true body. When she tried to use her magic to extinguish the fire, she was shocked to discover that her powers had disappeared. At that moment, a burning beam fell on her, striking her and leaving her unconscious. A man, seeing her trapped under the debris, rushed in fearlessly and rescued her. When she awoke, she fell in love with that handsome stranger, and from then on, their destinies were bound together. Without her divine powers, the woman remained in the mortal world. She accepted the marriage proposal of the man who, at that time, had nothing. For 10 years, she worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk in a small tea house. He promised her he would never take concubines, and she assured him that as long as he never betrayed her, she would help him achieve wealth and glory. 10 years later, the man had become the largest tea merchant in the region. But with wealth came arrogance. One day, he brought home a seductive young woman and, in front of everyone, announced that he would make her his main wife, arguing that his wife of 10 years had not borne him children and should be demoted to concubine. He did not know that his wife was a goddess, and that she could never bear children with a mortal. The young woman then caressed her belly, boasting that she was pregnant with triplets. The goddess grew alarmed, for she knew the man's destiny and that he was fated never to have descendants. She opened her divine eye and discovered that the woman was in fact a golden-furred rat spirit, one that stole the fortune of others. It was the same creature that had once eaten offerings in her temple, but she did not reveal the truth. She only asked the man if he remembered the vow he had made to her in the temple. He had completely forgotten and replied that everything he had was the fruit of his own effort and had nothing to do with her. The goddess did not argue. She only warned him that by breaking his promise, his fortune would gradually fade away. Enraged, he thought she was cursing him and raised his hand to strike her. But at that instant, thunder rumbled and lightning flashed as an imperial edict arrived. A eunuch announced that the man's tea was the emperor's favorite, and he was being named the official supplier to the palace, also granting him a plaque proclaiming it the finest tea in the kingdom. Overjoyed, he convinced himself that the young woman was his lucky star, forgetting that the tea was the fruit of 10 years of his wife's labor. The young woman then said she liked the goddess's jewelry, and without hesitation, the man ordered that her adornments be taken from her and given to the newcomer. They did not know that this act was a grave offense to heaven. Soon after, the servants who had humiliated her began to break out in rashes on their hands, with an unbearable itch. Terrified, the man accused his wife of witchcraft, but she calmly replied that they were only receiving the punishment they deserved. The young woman then used a minor spell and instantly healed their hands. The people immediately knelt, worshipping her as a goddess, unaware that she was secretly stealing their fortune. At once, the true goddess saw how they were all being marked by misfortune. The young woman pretended to care about the wife's wounds and tried to absorb her energy as well, but the goddess pushed her away forcefully. The young woman pretended to fall to the ground, and when the man saw her, he brutally slapped his wife and ordered that she be whipped 100 times. With every strike, the merits and blessings the goddess had accumulated for him over 10 years scattered into the air. Heaven grew furious. Thunder and lightning roared over the mansion, and in that moment, the punishment for the unfaithful man finally descended.